Well, hello there, humans, heavies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you are, it's doing it too, whatever. Sorry, just having a second coffee in the morning. Loving life, living large, can't get enough. Well, I'm here today to talk to you about big tanks, little tanks, small tanks, tanks that go bump in the night, tanks that like to wear the colour red, tanks that get in the way of harm and help their teammates out. This is a tank that does that very, very well, the IS-7. It's one of the favourite tanks at the moment for guys doing tournament, esports style stuff who need a heavy, because it fires APCR as its premo, which is really big at the moment. Heat has again been affected by spaced armour, and it's also tough as nails. Now you can see there's a T62A and a T54 pushed up there on the tip of the spear, and I'm going to do something really weird here. I'm actually going to push up all the way to the rock here, and then I'm going to turn my front to the right and basically clear this 62A by swapping my meat shield hit points out. There we go, we've cleared the 62A, now into the object 140. We are moving back and forward, kind of scraping off the side of this rock to the guy on my left, the T54 who's moved around. Why did I do that? It seems pretty silly. In fact, it's not, because what happened in this game is we had a single solitary medium up here, and they had 3 mediums. And they did the right thing. They were very, very aggressive with it, and they pushed down and they took the bottleneck, which meant we couldn't really push up at all. And if we hadn't have cleared that T62, they would have had shots from both sides very, very easily, and they would have been able to use the hill on my left for great cover. By taking that guy and using my hit points, which is one of my favourite things to do in a big meat shield tank, and soaking up the damage, I let everyone else push up, clear the 62A, clear the object 140, and look where we are now. We have 2 tanks here, the E75, the IS-4 is in licorice all sorts because he's been aggressive. He's fired on that E75. We can now go down and get shots at him as well. And if the E75 would just move back ever so gently, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. And we've saved the day. And this is about putting yourself in harm's way, and it's something that heavy drivers often do without any result. It's all well and good to say that you're going to go and push the front and be a meat shield and take damage and you're going to be great for it. But it's about recognizing when that's important and when you should be doing it. And it's very rare actually that I'll do something like that, but it's absolutely necessary at times. And the reason I think it's necessary at times is because a lot of the games you get allow people to take advantage of timid opposition. And I'm going to show you what I mean here. I mean an IS-2, which is a fantastically strong premium heavy at tier 7. And I have a whole heap of light tanks and mediums. In fact, I'm the only heavy tank in the game. We've got 1 TD, 1 heavy, 4 lights and 1 medium. And the lights are pushed shallow and flank. I would not recommend this to an inexperienced player, because what you're going to be doing here is basically holding this flank and keeping these guys interested while the big swing comes around from the right from your light tanks, and you keep them spotted and targeted and damaged. And you can see here there is a good FOE player on the other side, Electrol, who's a damage machine, and he's in a Van Helsing, which is a very strong tank. And I can see him pushing around there on my left, so I'm keeping a rock between me and him. There is a hillside there, and I'm switching to HE for that SP1C, just in case he pops out here. What I'm really trying to do here, although I am definitely in harm's way and I've gone very shallow, is to hold these guys here, get to grips with them, put my claws into them and not let them go, and let the guys on my right swing all the way around that flank so that these guys get caught in a pocket. And it's one of the reasons why I've pushed this far and no further. I'm waiting for these dudes on my right hand side here, the 3 light tanks you can see, to really get their skates on. And that's not happening. So now I've got 2 choices. I can sit there and wait while these guys all get wrecked, or I can go and clear what's stopping them. That T34-85 Rudy. Now the Rudy is cleared, I'm into the house, and I'm side scraping in reverse fashion off the house. You can see I've set up a reverse side scrape there. Get 1 shot in the SP1C, setting it up again. If he comes out on the right, I'm switching to AP because he is definitely a very sub-AP hit. sub-average roll hit. There we go. And these lights are finally joining the fun and frolic. And we win that one quite simply. But that's big, heavy tanks. What about if you're not in a big monster heavy tank? Well, it gets difficult. Those tanks both bounce a lot of shots, and they've got big alpha rolls for their tiers, particularly the IS. The IS-2 has 400 alpha, which is monstrously large at tier 7, and it's got a pretty strong armor profile. If you're in this tank, the FV215B, not only do you not have a particularly strong armor profile, but your gun depression is pretty crap in situations like this where you're going up slight inclines. You have 7 degrees of gun depression, but the inclines ruin that. So what you need to do is wait for them to make mistakes. So as much as I've been really aggressive early on, you can't do that here. You can see how easily I got penned there. To get around that corner, I've got to go with my tank first, and the ST1's going to make that mistake. There are a lot of tanks unspotted here, and the ST1 is going to push around that corner and end up in a situation where the unspotted tanks will get clear and easy shots in. I've reset my camo. Right now I am unspotted. I'm just letting this IS-4 come around that corner, and while I'm happily waiting for him to do so, the ST1 is giving him shots. Spotted, light bulb goes off, I pull back. And because the ST1 is actually spotted the whole time, all the guys on the other side are getting shots into him as well. Patience is a virtue. It feels like I'm not doing anything, but the game's only been going for 2 minutes. It's been going for 2 minutes. It took us 30 seconds, 40 seconds to get to a position where we actually had the enemy. So it's just been one shot. I've got one shot off. I've taken one hit in 2 minutes, and I'm waiting. Because if you look at the map, all my tanks are in that corner pocket. I cannot let this flank fold. If I go forward and I get wrecked and I become very, very low hit point heavy tank number 1, it's going to allow these guys to push around the corner without care, and then they will pin these boys in the corner at the back and get screwed. Not to mention that there is a Grill 15 sitting on my back shoulder who is getting shots like free and clear. He is absolutely unencumbered by any obstacles. He is not spotted, and he has got a fantastic gun, and that's what you saw just wreck that E75. I hit him once, but someone else hit him for about 650, and that was the Grill. So what I'm going to do is draw this IS-4 out. I want to see if I can get him to come down and chase me. So I'm actually running away from him, trying to get him to come back. That also allows me to use the gun depression over the back, and lo and behold, I found an IS-8. So, what do we do here? Well, we're angling. He can't use heat through those walls, so he's probably holding an AP round, which gives us a good chance at a bounce. A panic here, because we're a gun down, would be to run or push or do something, but the Grill is still not spotted. And as long as that Grill is not spotted, I'm pretty happy here. And look at the gun on this thing sing. And now the IS-4 is in trouble. And we have a fantastic weapon. We've dropped adrenaline. All the pen in the world. Bang, bang. 4 on 4. Grill still not spotted. Still the angel on my shoulder. The IS-8's on my left. He cannot possibly push up on me without getting absolutely wrecked by that Grill. And after being so patient for so long, we're actually able now to cut loose and do whatever the hell we want. And we do. In no uncertain terms. There's the STB-1. There's a Grill behind him, I believe. I know. He's there on the right. There's the Waffle Tractor, not Grill, sorry. And we're going to push around and use high explosive squash head. We have 120 millimeters of penetration on our HE rounds, and you can see that just pump in there. And we're going to use the quick snap gun handling, which is fantastic, of the 215B to finish this boy off. And there's the IS-8. The Grill is pushing up on him now, and we are winner, chicken dinner. So you saw in the first 2 games, I used a heavy tank to be a real battering ram. In the last game, I used a heavy tank as basically bait and for its fantastic gun handling. And although we didn't get into the fight till quite late, this is why I teach patience over all things. If you need to wait, just bloody wait. We still did nearly 3.5k damage. What else do you want? If you could do 3.5k damage every game in a 215B, you'd have a very, very, very good win rate. I can't do it. But we took our time. It's a 7-minute game, guys. If you can knock out 3 minutes where you do 1,000 damage in those minutes in the course of a 7-minute game, then you are going to do great damage in your tank. And if you look at the grill did 5,000 damage. Between the two of us running that little 2-man game down that left-hand side, that left-hand flank, we knocked out nearly 8,500 damage. And we weren't in platoon, but I recognised that there was an opportunity cost there for the Reds. If they wanted to come around the corner and nut me, they were going to have to do it with 2 guns on them all times, and one of them was going to be firing free and unencumbered for the duration that they were spotted. And the IS-4 did all he could. He didn't have a lot of options. The ST-1 on our team probably pushed up a little bit extravagantly, but they're things that happen. I thought overall the ST-1 did very, very well to survive. Even though he only did the 1 shot, he was still around at the end despite getting absolutely poleaxed at the beginning. And I really thought that was a great counterpoint to the first 2 matches where you saw Armour and Big Alpha rule the day, and where we put those hit points on the line and isolated people who were in really aggressive forward positions. And hopefully those are a couple of different situations that help some of you newer players realise that you've got to be a little bit more tactically aware, and you've got to actually pay attention to what's going on around you before you can just push the button and roll forward. Anyway, guys, I'm about to bugger off and do a rehearsal call with the rest of the guys from Wargaming for the Twister Cup. I hope that you guys all watched it, because I don't think this will be dropping before then. I'm really, really enjoying things over here. New York's a fantastic place to be, and I look forward to seeing you guys all out and about on the battlefield in the very near future. Make sure you look after your families. As always, consider sponsoring the channel and check out the end page here to watch some more videos. There's more videos at the end of every video now. It basically picks a video for you if you like them, and you can watch some more. And also subscribe, like, listen to the podcast. Blah, 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 blah. Love you all. Look after yourselves. Stay safe on sea.